So here are 3 more questions using SOHCAHTOA. If you want to have a go at them on your own, go for it. Copy them down. You can do them and then you can watch the solutions. The first thing we're going to do is to label the angle and write down what each side is. That's the hypotenuse, that's the adjacent, that's the opposite. Circle the sides we need. That's H. The sides we have is O. So we're looking for O and H. That's sine. So we know we have to write down sine the angle equals opposite over hypotenuse. This question is different. Why? Because the x is now on the denominator, and that's always more difficult when the x is on the bottom. But we're not going to be scared. We're going to solve this equation just like normal. Whenever you have something on the denominator, you need to get rid of the fraction. You need to multiply by the common denominator. So we're going to multiply both sides by x. They cancel, and then you write down what's left. 15 equals x times sine 25 degrees. For the first 3 questions, we could now just punch everything straight in on our calculator. But of course, you can't because you don't have x equals yet, like we did before. So these questions are different because in all of these 3 questions, you're going to have the x on the denominator, which we didn't have before. So let's have a look at how you do those. Remember, if I had a question like this, 10x equals 50, what would you do to get the x on its own? Wouldn't you divide both sides by 10? And then they would cancel, and then you would be left with x equals 5. Isn't that what you would do in a normal question? So we're going to do exactly the same here. Here you have x times something. Just like here you had x times 10. And how did you make the x on its own? You need to get rid of the 10. So you divided by 10. You did the opposite of times. So that's what we're going to do here. Here you have x times by sine 25. Now you need to get rid of the sine 25. And you know that they're stuck together because that's what I told you before. So to get rid of it, you need to divide both sides by sine 25. You can't divide just by sine, and you can't divide just by the 25 because these 2 things are stuck together. They belong together. So you divide by both, they cancel, and then you're left with x equals, and this you can put straight in on your calculator. 15 over or divided by sine 25. And hopefully everybody gets 35.49 to 2 decimal places. If you don't understand or you're a little bit confused, keep watching. You'll get this. You can do this if you keep watching. It's not so difficult. Remember, if you're having trouble with the equation part, that is not a problem with trigonometry. That is a problem with equations. Go back. Have a look at the videos on equations. Make sure you can solve an equation. It's crucial that you can solve an equation to be able to do maths. First thing, label your angle. Name all the sides. Hypotenuse, adjacent, and opposite. I'm going to circle the sides that I want and that I already have. So I need opposite over adjacent, O and A. So that's tan. So tan 30 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. And of course, I have the x on the denominator. I need to times both sides by x. The x's cancel. I'm left with 12 equals x tan 30 degrees. Of course, I need to get rid of the tan 30 degrees. So I need to divide both sides by tan 30 degrees. They cancel, and I'm left with x equals, and I just put it on my calculator. 12 divided by tan 30, close the brackets, equals 20.78 to 2 decimal places. I've been very lucky I haven't needed to round anything off yet. Our last example is slightly different because the angle is not just 52 degrees, it's 52 degrees and 10 minutes. That's how you read it. 52 degrees and 10 minutes. That's what that little dash means, minutes. And really, I want to show you how to do one of these so that you know how to put it into your calculator. Let's label our angle. That's the angle that I have. This is the hypotenuse, this is the adjacent side, and that's the opposite side. I want to know the hypotenuse, and I've been given the opposite side. So I have O and H, that's sine. So let's write down our equation. We have sine 52 degrees and 10 minutes, it's a bit longer than usual, equals the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Of course, hopefully after we've done these two examples, we're not scared of the x on the denominator now. We know we need to multiply both sides by x. They cancel. And what am I left with? 6 equals x sine 52 degrees and 10 minutes. And of course I need to divide both sides by sine 52 10 minutes. They cancel. It's a little bit long to write it all down, but that's what you do if you want to get it right. Don't skip any lines of working. And I just put it on my calculator. 6 divided by, or 6 over, sine. Now on the calculator, how do you type this in? You type in 52 degrees. You've got a little degrees button up there. The degrees button looks like this. Degrees, minutes, and seconds. So I'll start again. We've got 6 divided by sine 52. I press the degrees, and then I go 10, and then I press the degrees button again for the minutes, and then close the brackets, and equals. And I get this is a tricky one, 7.59. This is a tricky one. I get 7.5968. Hang on. 7.59687. Lots of big numbers. So what is x equal to 2 decimal places? If I want to make it to 2 decimal places, hopefully everybody knows that I need to look at the 6. The 6 is bigger than 5, which means that the 9 has to go up. But when I put 9 up 1, it goes to 10. So this is going to become 7.60 to 2 decimal places. The rounding off in that one was probably the most difficult part of the question. That's not a bad thing. Good job, everybody, if you got that. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.